guys, I wanted to talk about the paintbrushes that I tend to reach for the most. I have really kind of fallen in love with these Princeton Velvet Touch brushes. I like them for a lot of reasons. You can find these in so many places, so they are not hard to find. They're not super expensive. They are soft. They're super snappy. And I really like these long round versions because they have this really nice point that stays. I'm going to show you the difference here. So these are both size 6s. This is the long round and this is the regular. So the regular does have a point on it, but you can see the long round just really tapers off nicely. So if you're doing detail work like that, you really want that sharp point, then the long rounds are fabulous. They're very snappy. They hold water. They retain their shape very well. I don't have an issue with stray bristles or flyaways or anything like that. So I have several of these. Like I said, these are my go-tos for the most part. They're just the ones that I reach for the most. The bulk of my painting is either a mop or quill brush or these as a general rule. So they come in all kinds of sizes. They come in different shapes as well. So they've got like the micro fine detail brushes that kind of come in an angle shape, that kind of thing. Let's see, I've got a couple of these. The little mini fan. This is a mini mop. I use this for foliage a lot to like fill in. So these are super great. This one, I can't remember if this one is. Yeah, this one's a Velvet Touch. So this is obviously a flat brush. Like I said, they come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. Overall, these are the brushes that I really like the most. The long round specifically is the one that I will reach for pretty much every time. So let's see, what did I grab? I grabbed the 6. Got a little Prussian blue. You guys probably recognize my little painting swatch from the Rosemary and Company. So I was trying to pick 2 different colors, but they not quite as different as they could be. So as you can see, a good point. So I feel like they hold a good bit of water. I don't like brushes that get too wet. I think it makes it a little harder to control your water. Maybe that's just me. I am by no means an expert. So, but this point, I mean, you can see I'm coming in really fine there. And it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I really like the long round. Those are my favorites for almost everything that I do. Dog hair on the paper. So these are just solid brushes. Like I said, you can find these in so many places. Most of your art stores have them. Even, you know, places, the big box kind of stores like Michael's and stuff, they carry them. They are not super expensive, pretty affordable overall. And because of this super nice point on them, I really feel like this is truly a brush that if you were just trying to have a couple of brushes and not worry about them, that these long rounds especially would be the ones that I would take. An 8 and a 6, and you could do almost anything with them. So yeah, like I said, these are the ones that I certainly gravitate towards the most. So, and then I also use, should have wet another color for us. Oh, let me grab one. What do I want? What do I want? What are we feeling today? Let's do something out of the blue range. So I also use these Rebel Unicorn Crafts brushes. They come in a set of 4, or you can buy them individually. I did buy the set. I use, especially this little one, a good bit. The big ones I tend to use to like wet paper and that kind of thing. And these also hold, and like, I feel like all mop brushes tend to hold. I don't know, guys. I see them called mop brushes. I see them called quill brushes. So I don't know what the actual, if they're interchangeable or what, but they hold a nice bit of water. Like I said, this is the littlest one she offers. This is the size 1. Paint's not quite, there it is. But again, you've got the ability to have a pretty nice thin line if you want it. But you've got that nice wide belly on it if you want to come in with something a little fatter. And you can obviously use it to fill in pretty well like that. So, like I said, these are from Rebel Unicorn Crafts. Lacey has her channel and her store. I like these a lot. These are pretty quality brushes, and I would gladly recommend them. So these are the 2 brands that that I reach for the most. Overall, I tend to use those long rounds a lot. These are definitely my go-tos for almost everything. And then the number 1 of these. So between these 3, this is probably 90% of what I use when I'm painting. But they're all affordable. They are all good quality as far as I'm concerned, and definitely worth a look if you are looking for brushes, especially if you're not wanting to spend a fortune. I know a lot of people like the natural bristles and stuff, and that's cool. I just, like I said, I have some ethical issues with that, and I don't know. I feel like these days, especially, there's so many synthetic options that are doable and work pretty well, that harvesting from animals and animal cruelty, I don't know. At least I'm a big animal person, so I really have issues with that. But anyway, I hope you guys found this useful. If you guys use these brushes and you like them or don't like them, or you think you're going to try them now, by all means, please let me know in the comments. And let me know what your favorite brushes are, because there's so many of them out there. I have tried so many brands, and these are just the ones that I have found I like consistently, and the ones that I tend to reach for the most. So have a great day. Go out and paint something.